Thankfully, we take a lesson from Drew, and we've noticed through our experience that if you rely on technology for your speech, the likelihood it's going to go on strike on you is directly proportional to the size of the audience and the importance of the speech. So we went down this. This is going to be quick. But if you do want to check us out in a little bit more detail, our program does have a series of YouTube videos if you actually want to watch our program in action and verify that I'm not selling you a bill of goods, that we do all of the things I say we do in the speech. It's on YouTube. Look for Western Illinois University, Army ROTC. But bottom line, everyone in this audience falls into one of three categories, whether you realize it or not, when it comes to military service. Some of you have given it a second thought. Others of you, and I've talked to most of you, have been wanting to do this your whole life, and a great many of you are on the fence and need more data before you make a decision one way or another. Thankfully, ROTC has something for you, regardless of which of those three categories you fall into. Whether you've been wanting to do this your whole life, we can definitely help you. If you have no interest in putting this uniform on, we can help you. And if you're on the fence, I hope we can persuade you to join that first category. But yes, we can definitely help you guys too. So listen with an open mind. You may hear something that may change what you've been thinking about, either ROTC in specific or military service in general, without knowing anything about you. I mentioned that magic four-letter word, Army, and immediately more than a few people start to get nervous. In fact, an observation I've made from a few years of doing this is every so often one of my orientation team, Cadet Reynolds and your eventual MS1 instructor, if you join our program, Sergeant Carruthers, will make our rounds, and we'll amble up to some freshman with purely the intention of helping you sign up for classes, answering your questions, and we will notice that this student will amble away from us at the same speed that Usain Bolt ambles away from the starting line in the 100-meter finals of the Olympics. I am virtually certain that if the track team ended up putting someone on the front of a Wheaties box, it will be because they finally take us up on our offer to have our staff moonlight as talent scouts during SOAR. We notice a lot of special abilities come out when we start to approach based on largely a fear response that really isn't warranted, and it's based on research that consists usually of watching a Hollywood movie. Usually one of two, either Full Metal Jacket or Stripes. So a couple misconceptions in there. Number one, people tend to assume that by signing up for a military science course, they've committed their soul to a lengthy period of indentured servitude, and that Sergeant Carruthers, myself, or my cadet assistant are going to throw a bag over your head and immediately ship you off to Afghanistan if you sign up for a class on STARS tomorrow. Or ultimately, or maybe both, they assume that our program is run by angry drill sergeants who are some combination of Sergeant Polka from Stripes or Gunnery Sergeant Hartman from Full Metal Jacket. Your instructor is over there. If you see Gunnery Sergeant Hartman or Sergeant Polka in Sergeant Carruthers, you're seeing something that we have not. She has the same warm, sunny personality of anybody on our orientation or admissions team. She's the friendliest person you'd meet. So I can just go ahead and dispel that myth right off the bat. There are no angry drill sergeants waiting for you in the doors to Horban Hall. And as for the other myth, the myth that if you do anything with the military, come talk to us, take one of our t-shirts or pens, or sign up for a military science 111 class, which is what we'd like all of you to do. If you can find them in your schedule, they assume that we are going to lock them in for years of military service. So this may change a few minds out there. There is absolutely no commitment required to take any of the first four courses in the ROTC course sequence. Military Science 111 through 212. The exception to that is if we are paying for you to go to school, and there are ways you can do this, we can talk offline in more detail about that. That does actually come with a greater commitment. If we are actually paying for you to go to school, but for the vast majority of you, that won't be the case. And as for those of you that are interested in money, I can promise you that we are not a cable company. We gain nothing by tricking you into signing an obligation you can't fulfill. If nothing else, remember this. After you sign up for Military Science 111, we're not going to ship you off to basic training somewhere and have somebody else train you. We train you here on campus. And if we've got you through trickery, that's going to make things very awkward for the next 4 years of your time with us, if you decide to stick around. Last note on that, our program is one of the largest in the Midwest, and it's one of the largest not only because of what we teach, but because of the way we teach it. We produce more officers than a number of big-name programs that have 3 or sometimes 4 times as many students. A few reasons why. Number one, we focus entirely, or almost exclusively, especially in Military Science 111, on leadership skills that would be equally valuable to you as a manager in a Fortune 500 company, regardless of whether you ever set foot outside if you're in an Army uniform, as they would be to you as a brand new platoon leader. Leadership is leadership, and that's what we focus on first and foremost. If you like it, you can stick around, but that's our goal, teach you how to be good leaders. But then secondarily, there's also the way we teach it. If you have a series of dry classes, one right after the other, that break in the day where you come do military science classes, inevitably it's going to be something like rappelling. We have all of our cadets rappel off the side of Saline Hall for a 1 week each semester. We have 2 weeks of rifle/pistol instruction in our range. We are the only ROTC program that I'm aware of in the nation that has a range in its facilities. And when we teach leadership, we have paintball. We break you down into small unit groups and have you run missions. It's a lot of fun. So in addition to actually teaching you valuable leadership skills that are vital to you, regardless of whatever you end up doing, it's a blast. We get terrific reviews for those people that sign up for our class, regardless of whether they actually want to go on and become Army officers. It'll be good for you regardless of what your goals are. Military service isn't for everybody, but military service isn't all ROTC is about. ROTC is about teaching you first and foremost to be good leaders. And all of you, just by the fact that you're in this room, whether you know it right now or not, want to be leaders in whatever discipline interests you when you leave. If you're looking for a job that requires a college degree, realistically, you're also looking for the ability to be a leader in your field. And we can help you do that regardless of whether it's forensic chemistry or agribusiness or law enforcement. So if you are interested, all you need to do between now and when you go home is sign up for Military Science 111 when you sign up for classes and starts tomorrow. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, look for myself, look for Sergeant Brothers, your soon-to-be instructor, or look for my cadet assistant, Cadet Reynolds, who's hiding in the corner. And all three of us would be more than happy to answer your questions. So thanks for your time. Look forward to seeing as many of you as possible after we're done. Welcome to